Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Bears. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here in the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another Madden rebuild here on Madden 24. That is right, we are not on the PC today. There will be no modding involved in this one. We are on the PS5 to take control of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and rebuild them. Because honestly, they could use a little bit of help. There's a lot of holes since obviously they had that championship team with Tom Brady. Not a lot of those players are still, there are some good players still available. They're still on the team from that era. I say era, it was only a couple years ago, but from that team. But they're kind of in a weird spot right now. They've got Baker Mayfield as their quarterback. They don't really have a quarterback option because they've got like Kyle Trask as the backup. So there's not really a guy that they feel confident is going to be the future of their franchise. Let's be honest, Baker Mayfield at this point is a Band-Aid on any organization he goes to. He's not the true number one option anymore. But there are some young pieces, and there's some good talented players on this team still that we are going to try to build around. But the key thing, the big like caveat to this episode of the rebuilding saga that I've been going on, you probably have already seen it in the title and in the thumbnail. I'm going to be rebuilding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but trading difficulty is on very easy. I know, Juice, that's way too simple of a rebuild. That's the point. It's my channel. I can do what I want. I am going to be doing a very easy trading difficulty Tampa Bay Buccaneers rebuild. I thought of this idea because I've realized that in some of my rebuilds, most of my rebuilds I should say, I don't really trade that much. I usually build my teams through big draft picks and free agency and just like long-term development of those young draft picks. And if I do trade, it's either trading to get more draft picks, like trading older players to get draft picks, or just trading in general. I don't usually trade for like other NFL players, like active current NFL players that are like really, really good. And if I do, it's pretty rare. So I thought, you know what? Why don't I go all out for this rebuild? And we just set the trading difficulty to very easy and see how crazy we can get. Can we trade for Patrick Mahomes easily? Can we trade for Micah Parsons? Can we trade for Myles Garrett? Like, let's get crazy in this video. Let's see how many championships we can win. Let's see how big of a super team we can create. And let's see just where this is going to go. I have no idea. So if you guys are excited and you like this kind of concept and you want to have more of it, leave a like down below. Leave a comment if you have any other suggestions for video ideas of this concept or just any other video ideas involving rebuilds in general. Also with the PC modding as well. And let's get into it. Hit that subscribe button. Join the Juice Club. Let's go see how big of a dominating team, how big of a dynasty, super team we can create with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this is the roster. Obviously, we mentioned a few of the players. We have Baker Mayfield I talked about. He's just a Band-Aid at this point. He's not going to be our guy. Maybe we trade for a quarterback. I don't know. That could be pretty fun. We'll have to see how things go. But we have Rachaad White, who is a young running back, second year in the league, 24 years old. I like him a lot, and I think he could be the guy for us. We just have to be in the right scheme for him. We have to have the right pieces around him, and we obviously have to win a lot of games so that he can get that good morale and boost up his overall even more. We do have the best player on the entire offense, maybe even on the entire team at this point, Mike Evans, but he is 30 years old. Maybe we send Mike Evans to another team to get a couple different assets. I don't know. There's so many different possibilities with a concept like this, with a rule like this, where we can just trade so easily. Like, this is the first time I've ever used the trading scale difficulty this way. Or actually, I guess the first time in general. I've never moved it from normal. It's always been on normal. So I guess this is the first time I've ever used the trading scale in Madden 24. And we're going to find out how easy it can be. At least that I can remember. I might be forgetting. I'm very stupid. So, but this is going to be very interesting. We also have Chris Godwin, number 2 receiver. Only 27 years old. Could have some future on the team, I guess. But he is kind of expensive, and maybe we want to have a new team. I don't know. It's going to get weird. We've got Cody, I think it's Mouch, right? Mooch? Mooch? I don't remember. Mooch! But he is a rookie from North Dakota State. Right guard that is a 70 overall, right? 70 overall? Yeah, 70 overall. He's got a hidden development. It's probably only star. I would pretty much bet my life that it is star. And maybe he sticks around. I don't know. But then the only other redeeming piece on this offensive line is Tristan Wirfs. He's a phenomenal player. We know from past history doing rebuilds and doing franchises that Tristan Wirfs grows to like a 95, 96 overall very, very easily. So Tristan Wirfs is going to be here for the long haul. And then on the defense, there's not a whole lot. I mean, we've got some decent pieces. I'm not going to deny that. We've got some older pieces from that championship team like Shaq Barrett, like Levante David. Levante David is 33, but he is an X factor. He might need to get moved just because we know that he tends to regress pretty quickly and pretty heavily. Shaq Barrett, same deal. He's already an 82, so I don't even know if we can get anything for Shaq Barrett. But having him on the team is a nice little boost for, I'm guessing, team morale. But we have Devin White, never really turned into what people wanted him to turn into in real life. He's a solid role player middle linebacker, but he's never going to be a number one, at least not in this form. If he starts to grow in real life, he certainly can have, he has those capabilities of being a number one middle linebacker, but he's not right now. But hopefully we can turn him into being one. We'll never know. We'll see how long this rebuild takes. We've got Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, who was I think a first-round pick by Tampa a couple years ago, and he's had some moments. He's a very solid player, but he just needs more time. He needs more time to develop, and it helps that he's a star development player. We've got Antoine Winfield, big free safety who's not going anywhere. We've got, is it Ryan Neal? Is that his name? Yeah, Ryan Neal. 27 years old, 74 overall, probably going to look to upgrade that position, the strong safety spot. And then the corners, we've got Jamel Dean. How old is Jamel Dean? Is he 20? He's 26, so he's still got some developing to do. He's still in that age of progression, not regression. But then we've got Carlton Davis, who is 26 as well, but lower overall. We'll have to see what we do with him. And then on the defensive line, obviously we have Vita Vea, who is a stud. Not going to look to move him unless he starts to regress because he is 28 years old, so we have to keep an eye on that. But as of right now, Vita Vea is a stud. 98 strength is insane. And then we've got the young rookie Kalijah Cansey, who I do think can be a solid defensive lineman, or maybe we stand him up and have him rush as an outside linebacker. That could be an interesting option. He's got decent speed. He's got good finesse moves. He could be a nice speed rusher off the edge if we stand him up in like a 3-4, which is what we are in. So that could be pretty fun. Because I'm thinking maybe we try to get Micah Parsons, Myles Garrett, and we have them on the ends. That could be pretty fun. That could be really, really fun. Or we have Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, and Micah Parsons we know can play rush outside linebacker, so maybe we do that. I'm just kind of working some things out in my head right now, thinking of fun things to do. But since this is a very easy trading video, we might as well not waste any time and simulate a season and simulate waste progression, all that kind of stuff. We might as well go all in season one, because this is about trying to win as many championships as possible with easy trading. So let's try to get a quarterback. I don't really want to draft one, so, I mean, I could, but I don't really want to draft one. So we're going to look around the league, see if we can get a quarterback. And Joe Burrow at 26 years old is probably the guy. We're going to see how difficult this is. Baker Mayfield for Joe Burrow straight up, and even on very easy, it is in the red. That's okay, because I'm willing to give out first-round picks for Mr. Burrow. That is for sure. And that is still very difficult. What if I just do this? So, though Joe Burrow does not have any value, or we don't have any trades that the Bengals want. But if I give up a first-round pick plus Baker Mayfield, 2 first-round picks, this is starting to feel like not super easy. That gets it to the orange. But to be fair, if this was on normal trading, this would be still in the really, really low red. But Joe Burrow might not be the guy. Maybe we'll come back to him. We'll think about it. Kyler Murray is going to be super easy to get. If Burrow is going to be difficult to get, Mahomes is going to be difficult to get. So we'll have to think about maybe a Tua or a Jalen Hurts. I know Jalen Hurts simulates pretty well because the Eagles usually make the playoffs. Or Trevor Lawrence. I never really think about Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence could be fun as well. If we put Trevor Lawrence in the right offense, that could be really, really cool. And we don't ever go for Trevor Lawrence. I might try to see how difficult he is to get. It might only take 1 draft pick. I'll trade my 2026 first round pick. We'll see where that takes us. Baker in a 2026. See, this is really, really good. Okay, so that's perfect. They need a center as their top need. We have Ryan Jensen. I don't really want to give them Ryan Jensen. I'll give you Hainsey. That moves it into the green. I like this. I like this a lot. They need a right tackle. We don't really have a right tackle that you would want. They need a left tackle. I'm not giving you Tristan Wirfs. Right end, we have Kalijah Cansey and William Golston. I'd be willing to give you William Golston. Trade decline, but they will take a draft pick, and that will be Trevor Lawrence, our starting quarterback for this rebuild. I'll give him a 4th round pick in 2025, and that will get the job done. Baker, a backup center and a backup right end, and a 1st round pick in 2026 and a 4th in 2025 gets us our franchise quarterback. Now that we have Trevor Lawrence, we have our franchise guy. We need to look for, not a running back, we're going to ride with Rachaad White. Maybe we need to look for a new wide receiver because we have 3 interesting ones, but I'm sure if we trade a Mike Evans or a Chris Godwin type, we could probably bring in a couple very solid receivers. So if we try to trade for, let's see, Mike Evans I'm sure has good value. If I have the trade difficulty as very easy, does that mean the trade block gets easier? I think it does. T. Higgins, Cortland Sutton, okay. So having the trade difficulty wherever it is makes the trade block easier as well. That's good to know. I wasn't sure. I figured that's the case, but you can never be too sure with Madden. We can get 2 first-round picks and Calvin Ridley for Mike Evans. That could be very useful, but we'd also be trading with the Jags again, which I don't really want to do. This is intriguing. We can get a bunch of first-round, plus George Pickens. That could be good. And those first-round picks could be helpful in trading for other receivers. Ooh, this is tricky. I like the George Pickens trade because he will certainly develop alongside Trevor Lawrence. That is for sure. We could also get CeeDee Lamb, but no other team is offering me a big-time receiver other than Calvin Ridley and multiple first-round picks. I think I'm going to trade Mike Evans to the Steelers. We're going to get George Pickens back. I know it's a big downgrade, but George Pickens can really develop. Plus, we get first-round picks as well, and those first-round picks will certainly help us out in the long run trading for other players. Chris Godwin, on the other hand, can get us Jonathan Taylor, but we're sticking with Rachaad White because I really do think that he can develop, especially if we put him in the right scheme. Brian Burns. I talked about getting Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett, but maybe Brian Burns is even better. We could get Mike Evans back if we want, and then just flip him again. That could actually, you know what? That might not be too bad. We could just get Mike Evans back and trade him again. Although, what happens if I put Chris Godwin in like a first-round pick? Oh, okay. So we could go crazy. Oh my God. Okay, this is getting out of hand. I am loving Dexter Lawrence. This is getting crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't really TJ Watt. I didn't really know what I was getting into here, but if we could bring in Jamar Chase, that would be unbelievable. Okay, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm going to try to bring in Jamar Chase. We're going to see how close this is straight up. Chris Godwin for Jamar Chase gets it really close. What about if I throw in a 3rd rounder this year? That gets it pretty close. I might have to give up a 2nd, but I'm not too sure. I'll throw a 2025 2nd in there. Trade declined, but that gets it really, really close. How about a 2026 4? Trade declined, but it's so close. I'll give up a 2024 7, I guess. How's that? Oh, okay. I'll give up the 6. I was hoping that we could get away with the 7, but I can give up the 6. It's not a big deal. Trade offer accepted. Chris Godwin, a 3, a 2, a 4, and a 6 for Jamar Chase. Okay, I'm having so much fun. This is crazy. Oh, okay. This is getting unbelievably cool. Let's go talk to the Cowboys. We might as well just ask for Micah Parsons right now before we lose too many assets. So they don't want to trade him. Understandable. It is Micah Parsons. But I'd be willing to give you Levante David. And that is already right there. All right. That's what I'm talking about. I don't really want to trade draft picks for this because I kind of want to keep our guys, keep our draft picks for something else in case we need it. But I can give you Logan Hall, who maybe will develop. I don't know. He's a good youngster. I might have to give up draft picks because I don't like we don't have a lot of offensive line depth. So we might have to give up draft picks. We don't even have a lot of corner depth, really. We're definitely going to need to bring in a corner, trade for a corner. I can give you a 2024 4. That gets into the green. How about a 2026 3? Again into the green. Okay, so those picks might not get it done. What about a 2024 2? Okay, okay. And then the 3 in 2026? Trade decline, but that's okay because we've got picks that I can give up. I can give up a 7. I'll give up 2 7s. 7s don't matter. They're wastes of picks. Trade decline, though. Okay. Well, I'll give you my 2026 6. How's that? Trade offer accepted. Levante David, Logan Hall, and a bunch of picks from Micah Parsons. I'm having so much fun. Oh, this is crazy. Okay, now that we've gotten the big studs out of the way, we've gotten ourselves Jamar Chase. We've gotten ourselves Trevor Lawrence, George Pickens. We've got Tristan Wirfs and Ryan Jensen on the offensive line. On defense, we've got Parsons and now Cansey with Vita Vea. Let's go see if we can bring in a cool corner, or maybe just somebody young. Maybe we could bring in some younger guys. I'm glad that I had this idea because I'm having so much fun. Okay, so corners. Who's a fun corner to bring in? That wouldn't be like crazy hard to get. Maybe like a L'Jarius Sneed. I bet that wouldn't be too difficult to get. Although their trade packages there's no trade packages available. So what about if I throw them Christian Izien, and I'll give you, what else can I give you? I have multiple first round picks for the next 2 seasons, which is good because I'm going to need those in case we need to trade for somebody else. But this might be a little bit too difficult. L'Jarius Sneed might be too hard to go for. Who's not going to be too hard to go for? Probably not Travion Diggs, I wouldn't think. Or Trayvon Diggs, excuse me. What about Jalen Ramsey? No trade packages for Jalen Ramsey? Okay. Understandable. There's got to be somebody, right? I mean, we go for like the rookies, like Deonte Banks and stuff like that. What about Sauce? Nothing for Sauce. All right. Can I still bring in Sauce with a first? I have multiple firsts. What about 2025 first? Wow, okay, so Sauce is going to be a no-go, at least not for right now. Jair Alexander, J.C. Horn, Christian Gonzalez. That's right, I forgot about Christian Gonzalez. Even though he's on my team, well, he's injured in real life. What about a 2025 first for Christian Gonzalez? That is pretty close. Well, not really close. It's in the red. I'll give you Izien. I think I'm saying that right. I have no idea, to be honest with you. Okay. Still in the red. How about if I throw in that 4, and I'll throw in a 3 from 2025, and we're into the yellow. I don't really want to give up 2 first-round picks, but it's supposed to be easy, and that gets us much closer. I'll give up all my picks in 2025 that don't matter. Oh, that's so close. That's so very close. I don't have a 4 I got rid of all my 4s. Okay. So how are we going to do this? I could just give up my 3, but I didn't really want to. What about if I get rid of that 4? Trade offer accept. So I was able to keep that 4, but that doesn't really matter. And we get Christian Gonzalez. Man, this is getting insane. This is getting insane. I'm having a blast. I am having a blast. This is so much fun. Okay, so now with that move, we go to the defense. We add Christian Gonzalez. We have Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean. Is there anybody else that we could try to get? I would assume that Myles Garrett's not going to have any trade offers. So, and we don't really have the assets anymore. I mean, we have 3 first-round picks that we can give up, but I don't know if I want to do that right now. Who would be a fun guy to go get? Who's like a somewhat high overall that we could maybe bring into this team? Let's see. We could go get... I don't even really know. We might be able to grab... What's Deron Bland looking like? How big of an overall is he? Is he not even on the Cowboys? What team is he on? I thought he was on the Cowboys. Oh, that's draft picks. Let's see. What can we go and grab? What about Devontae Smith? We'd have to give up a first in 2025, a 4, a 5, a 5. You know, that's not even that bad. I'm going to counter offer it. We're going to take away some of the picks. Like, it would take away that 6. Does that move the needle? Okay, so we saved the 6, but we give up a first-round pick, and we get Devontae Smith now. So instead of having Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, we now have Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith for Trevor Lawrence to throw to. This is unbelievable. I'm loving this. And George Pickens. Don't forget about George Pickens. This is unreal. I am having a blast. And you know what? Just to go crazy, you know that although Tampa's playbooks are pretty crazy, so I'm not even going to change it. I was going to change the Kansas City's playbook, but we don't even have to do that because Tampa's playbook, at least it was last year, was pretty impressive. We'll keep it for season 1. If we don't see the numbers that I want to see, then we'll change it, but we'll keep it for season 1. We'll see if Tampa's playbook is still as broken as it was when Brady was there. I know it's been a couple years, or was it just last year? I don't even remember. How long has Brady been retired? Who knows? The only other thing would be another middle linebacker, and a young middle linebacker. And I think I know one. He's not a middle linebacker, but I think I know somebody that would be pretty cool to get. Where is he at? There he is. Trayvon Walker. He hasn't really done anything in the NFL, but grabbing him could be cool. Especially if we were able to keep Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. Look at the draft picks that we have no draft picks. Oh, okay. All right. So maybe he's not the guy, but there's got to be a middle linebacker around here that we can bring in. That'd be pretty fun. Like a Quay Walker type. That's the kind of guy that I'm thinking. That is the kind of guy that I'm thinking. Oh, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Josie Jewell, not really. Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton would be fun. He's only 23. But no trade packages for him. That's going to be the problem when we're trying to find guys to get trade packages for when we've really got no draft pick capital. I mean, is it possible? Is it possible? 2 first-round picks for Fred Warner. Oh my God, 2 first-round picks is possible. Who do we have to give up alongside him? Probably Russell Gage, but we might as well keep him around for a little bit longer. This would be unbelievable if I was able to pull this off. And I'm going to throw in... Who do we give up? We give up Savokia. I think that's how you pronounce it. I have no idea. I don't have a lot of depth is the only problem. And I'll give you Keyshawn Vaughn. Is that enough? 2 scrubs. It's close. Do I have one more scrub I can give up? Trey Palmer, the young man, the rookie. I think he's a rookie. No, it's not enough. Okay, we'll take away Keyshawn Vaughn because he might not be enough. But if we give him Chase Edmonds, he's a little bit of a high overall. Ah, it's so close. It's so close. It's literally right there. What do I have to give up? Who do we take away? We take away Trey Palmer because he's just not a high overall. I bet if we give up somebody that has a 70 overall, it might get it done. Who's got a 70 overall that I don't want anymore? Greg Gaines. But we might want to keep Greg Gaines. He's the only other one besides Anthony Nelson. I guess we could throw in Anthony Nelson, see if that does it. And that is so close. You got to be kidding me. What do I have to do? Do I have to give up Greg Gaines? Is that the possibility? Because I'm willing to do it. Where's Greg Gaines at? There it is. Take him. He's got 4 years on his contract. Trade offer accepted. I love this. Oh my God, we just grabbed Fred Warner. I have no idea how good we're going to be, but we have literally no draft picks. We have 2 7s. This is unreal. I am having so much fun. I have no idea how this is going to go. But we have Fred Warner now on the team with Micah Parsons. I'm going to simulate. I think that's going to be the trading for season 1. We need to simulate a season so we can get more draft picks. So we can trade some more. Oh, I also have to generate the draft class. I forgot about that. But we're going to simulate season 1. We're going to see how we do. Also, I probably should sign some free agents so we have some depth. Where do we need to sign, though? We need to sign in probably... Ooh, should we sign Kirk Benkirk? The YouTuber? That could be pretty fun. We need a backup running back. Who's a cheap running back that's not going to play at all? Myles Gaskin. We're going to sign you. We're going to sign Myles Gaskin to be a backup running back. Receivers... KJ Hamler at only 24. Why is he in free agency? I'll pick him up. He could be a solid 4th receiver, right? Something like that. Tight end, we don't need. Offensive line, there's not going to be anybody. Defensive line, we definitely need to grab at least a couple of these guys. So we'll grab Chauncey Golston because he's only 25. And I think that might be our space. Oh, no, we have room for one more guy. So who do we want? Maybe it's another corner. There's a couple high overall corners. There's Josh Norman. Maybe it's another safety. No, let's go defensive tackle. We'll sign a defensive tackle. I don't know who's going to be in the available. Javon Kinlaw is only 25. He's in free agency. That'll be our final pickup because I think that's 30 or 53 players at that point. Yeah, that's 53 players. All right, perfect. So we grab some depth around the team. We'll go and adjust the lineup, and we'll start simulating. I have no idea how this is going to go. I don't know if we're going to be good. I don't know if we're going to be bad. But we are going to find out. We have new additions all across the board. Fred Warner, Micah Parsons, Christian Gonzalez, and then on the offense, we've got Trevor Lawrence, Jamar Chase, George Pickens, and Devonta Smith. So we're going to find out just how crazy this gets. Let's start simulating. Let's simulate season 1 and see how this goes. We're back here. End of the season. We went 13-4. I'm not sure how we did that. And yet, we're only a wild card team. We didn't make the number 1 seed. I'm not sure how we went 13-4 and didn't make the number 1 seed. It's kind of crazy. I love this team, man. I love this team. It's so much fun. Trevor Lawrence is developing. The receivers are developing. George Pickens is 85. Love to see it. I was right about Cody. He's got star development. Parsons and Warner are playing up to 99s. Cansey's got star. Gonzalez has got star. No big shockers there. I love this team. Oh, God. I'm so happy I came up with this idea. So happy. Let's take a look at the stats. If you're wondering what I'm eating, by the way, it is a fudge round. I think it's Hostess fudge rounds, or maybe it's Little Debbie. I don't know. It's one of the two. Lawrence, 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 3 picks is a phenomenal season. I guess I didn't need to go to any other playbook because Tampa and Trevor Lawrence is a good combination. Even 75% completion percentage. Is he going to win it? He's not going to win MVP, is he? No, there's no way. No way. But Jamar Chase, 1,200. No, that's not Jamar Chase. Why did I think it was Jamar Chase? Rashad White, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns on the ground. Very, very awesome. There's Jamar Chase. Similar numbers, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. Pickens had 1,000 yards. Devontae Smith didn't even get 1,000 yards. That's kind of crazy. But Pickens had 9 touchdowns. Chase had 13. That's why Pickens has gone up to an 85. Or 84, but he's playing up to an 85. And then we've got 109 tackles from Fred Warner, 103 from Devin White, 20 sacks. That's Defensive Player of the Year. 20 sacks for Micah Parsons with 87 tackles and 24 for loss. If that's not Defensive Player of the Year, I don't know what is. That's insane. Even Barrett had 11.5 sacks. He also had 18 tackles for loss. Vita Vea had 16 with 9 sacks. Javon Kinlaw, who we signed in free agency, had a decent season. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Fred Warner and Ryan Neal had 3 picks each. Devin White, Carlton Davis, and Christian Gonzalez had 2. A couple guys had 1. And now we have to go through the wild card. I'm not sure why. We should be better than this. Who was better than us? The Eagles went 16-1. And we took Devontae Smith from them. That's actually insane. I mean, we gave them... Was that the Chris Godwin trade? So we gave them somebody back. That's still pretty crazy. Are we going to beat the Chargers, though? Or the Rams, whoever we're playing? The Rams. We beat them 38-7 pretty easily. Parsons is now a true 99. And we take on the 49ers. We beat them during the season. I do remember that. I was simulating. Are we going to beat them in the playoffs? We do. 33-14. We beat the Niners. And we take on the Dallas Cowboys. And now Pickens is a true 85. We take on the Dallas Cowboys. We have Levante, or we don't have Levante. They have Levante David. We have Micah Parsons now. Can we get it done? In the NFC chip to go to the Super Bowl. We do. We take on the Colts? Really? We take on the Colts in the Super Bowl. Anthony Richardson is him, I guess. So in season 1, we are playing in a Super Bowl. That's exactly what I wanted, because remember, this video is about easy trades to see how many Super Bowls we can get. So this is a perfect thing. They also went 13-4. So Anthony Richardson, I guess, is the real deal. Parsons is still getting upgrades, even though he's a true 99. Trevor Lawrence is getting upgrades. Where did the Eagles lose? They lose in round 1? Yeah, the Cowboys beat them. That's a tough matchup. The Cowboys were really good, but they got they got number 5. Because the Eagles in their division won the division at 16-1. So the Cowboys come in, divisional round, lower seed, or highest seed, I guess, and they play the Eagles and upset them. That's kind of crazy. But now we play the Indianapolis Colts, both 13-4, but we have clearly the better team on paper. Let's go see if we can win a Super Bowl in season number 1. Something I've never done in a rebuild, but this isn't technically a true rebuild for all you purists out there. But hey, it still counts as a rebuild. So we're going to go see if we can win a Super Bowl in season number 1.
Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Bucs and the Colts coming up next.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Indianapolis Colts taking on the champions from the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. Well, CD, what a turnaround for this Colts team. Of course, back in the Peyton Manning days, they were always near the top of the AFC fighting to get to the Super Bowl. Well, now they're back for their first Super Bowl appearance since the 2006 season.
And you're right about this franchise. Division championships galore, but they sure would like to add.
Super Bowl time. Bucks and Colts. Anthony Richardson, AR, is the real deal. And he's leading 3-0, 10-0. Okay. It's getting a little spooky. 7-10. 10-7, I should say. Oh, nope. 13-7. Team driving, though. 3rd and 3. Let's jump in and help the team out. It's 3rd and 3. Play action. Do we like this? Probably not, but we're going to go with it anyway. Because I believe in O'Keefe. O'Keefe! Get in there! Oh, my God. He wasn't fast enough, but O'Keefe. That's why you believe. Oh my God, what a play. What a catch. That was unreal. I was just joking. I didn't think he was actually going to come down with that pass. And Rachaad White scores the touchdown. It was a hard way to get there, but he scored. What a weird couple of plays right there. And we have the chance to go up by one singular point. and we will do it. I think it's Chase McLaughlin who is our kicker. And we will see how the Colts respond. They give the ball back to us, but we give the ball back to the Colts. And they will take advantage. That's not ideal. So, and they got the 2-point conversion. So even if we do score, we either have to go for the 2 or we have to tie it up and go to overtime. I feel like every single time I'm in a Super Bowl, it's always overtime. I don't understand what it is. It feels so weird. It's always late game situations, in overtime, something weird's happening. I'm going to go to the sidelines for Jamar Chase. I had to come back for that football because I probably shouldn't have thrown it in the first place. But I made it work. And now we got to go pick up the pace. We have all of our timeouts. But I don't like anything that I've got here. That's a wounded duck. It's a pick, and that's the ball game. The Super Bowl has been won by the Indianapolis Colts, and you're number one of this rebuild. I probably should have taken over when they gave us the ball back originally, but then I let it simulate because I thought the team would go down and score, and they didn't. And then the Colts got it back, and then they went down and scored, and they got the 2-point conversion, and they won, or they went up 21-14. So maybe if I would have jumped in that earlier time, I could have done something differently, but it was too much pressure. I'm not good under pressure, and we will lose Season 1 Super Bowl. But we did make a Super Bowl, so that's nice. At least we know that this team is good enough to make the Super Bowl. Now, I don't know how this is going to go in the offseason. Obviously, we're going to skip right past the draft because we have no draft picks this year. Or even next year, for that matter. But free agency could be cool. Josh Downs, of all people, is the Rookie of the Year. Or not the Rookie of the Year, the MVP of the Super Bowl. Tua is the MVP of the league. Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year. I knew that was going to happen. How could he not? He had such a great season. He had to won it. And we move to the off season. It's going to be a pretty quick off season. One of my more quick off seasons I've ever done in a rebuild because there's not really much to do, unless obviously free agency has something. But I don't think they're going to. We can upgrade players. It's probably going to be all the practice squad guys, and it is. I don't think I have to re-sign anybody. I'm pretty sure I re-signed everybody that was needed to be re-signed during the simulation. There wasn't even that many people, really. Yeah, we don't really need any of these guys back. We could bring back Myles Garrett just for another backup running back role, and I might just do that since we have the money. Oh, did he say no? Oh, whatever. Goodbye, Myles Gaskin. I was going to give you a job for 2 seasons, but you said no. You think you can get better in free agency? You were literally sitting in free agency when I picked you up, so it's not like anybody had any offers for you anyway. It's not like I traded for you. The only thing that we could upgrade is offensive line, and this draft or this free agency class does not really have offensive line, at least not at the top. Like left guard is something we could upgrade, but I don't want Andrews Pete. Natane Moody doesn't really do anything for me. He's only a 73. Center we're good with unless Ryan Jensen retired, which is a very good possibility. He could have retired. Yeah, this offensive line class is just not good. We're probably going to have to trade for some offensive linemen. I'm not going to sign anybody in free agency. We're not. I mean, Jeremy Chin was there. Maybe we sign Jeremy Chin. That could be pretty cool. Let me go back and reevaluate. Jeremy Chin was on the board. He's the second highest rated player in the class. He's only an 83, but we've got a ton of money to burn, so we might as well spend some money on Jeremy Chin. And he could probably take over for Ryan Neal. Maybe that'll help us out. So we are in the battle with the Jets. He signed with us. Perfect. Jeremy Chin is now a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. And since we're going to have draft picks for next season, we might trade for some offensive linemen. I think we need a tackle, a right tackle, and a guard, left guard. Unless we could need a center too, unless Ryan Jensen still is here. I don't know if he's retired or not. Let's go check. So if we go to the lineup, Ryan Jensen is still on the team. That's good to know. But we need a left guard and we need a right tackle that are better. When we go to the defense, Jeremy Chin now starts overhead of Ryan Neal. Shaq Barrett's actually an X factor. So is Vita Vea, by the way. All right, cool. Coolio. Cool. We'll simulate to the draft, I guess. It's not like we need to simulate or we need to do anything with the private workouts or final scouting or anything. We've got no draft picks. So we're going to simulate the draft too. There's no reason even going into it because I sold my soul to win a Super Bowl and we did not win it. Anthony Richardson did. There's something interesting about the Colts in Madden 24. Anthony Richardson always, not always, but Anthony Richardson always plays well. And he simulates well a lot of the time. It's kind of weird. Because the Colts as a whole are not that good of a team. They're not too much better than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, if we're being totally honest. Like in base overalls, they're not that much better. And yet, we had to do all of this trading to get our guys to get to the Super Bowl, but they just did what they had to do. We have no draft picks this year. That's why we didn't jump into the draft. Not shocked. I traded them all. And we go into season number 2 of the rebuild with the possibility of winning a championship this year and maybe getting some more draft picks and getting some better offensive linemen. We need Rachaad White to take that next step, or in season 3 we're going to have to get a new running back. We're going to ride with Tampa's playbook again, but if it starts to not produce the numbers I'm looking for, then we can switch to a different one. We might go Dallas, we might go Kansas City. If we go Kansas City, Kate Otten and Kokeeft will definitely take a jump up. I'm not really sure which one we would go with. Dallas is always a go-to because Dallas's playbook is really, really busted. That would really help us out. And that would also if we want to go get Rachaad White upgraded, we go to Dallas because Dallas's playbook gets the running back involved along with the quarterback. So Dallas would be perfect for that. But if we want to get the tight ends involved, then we go to Kansas City's playbook. That might be something we do. But Rachaad White did just get an upgrade there. So he goes up to an 80 overall. And we've got 5 players to cut. Who do we want to cut? Not John Wall. I guess we could get John Walford. It's not that big of a deal. We'll cut you. You don't have a job anymore. Neither do you. And you know what, Wolford? You're going to get cut. You don't have a job. Neither do you. Okay, those guys, I apologize. Hopefully, you land on your feet. You know what? I don't care. I don't care. Let's get to season 2. And let's talk offensive line trades. We know what we need to do. We need offensive line, left guard, right tackle. Who's it gonna be? I don't know. Let's go to the trade screen and let's figure it out. Okay, so let's take a look first at our assets. We have all of our picks for 2027 because they've just generated. So perfect. So we have a first, a second, and a third. Is that going to be enough to get a left guard? Or probably a right tackle would be more important. Who's going to be the right tackle that we go for? I want it to be somebody that's still pretty young, but is a high enough overall where it's going to matter. Like he's going to affect the team. Penei Sewell. Penei Sewell is intriguing. It would be all of our... It would literally be every single 2027 draft pick we have except for our... It looks like our 6th. They don't want our 6th for some reason? That's hilarious. I'm going to counter offer this and get rid of the 3rd. And it's declined, so they are going to need the 3rd. I guess that, well, they're not going to need the 3rd. We could throw a player if we wanted to. What about if I keep the 3rd and the 4th and we give you a player like a Yaya Diaby? Or like, we have a lot of corners, like a Josh Hayes. Okay, so that they don't like that. They don't like that at all. But I can give you that 4th back. And that is accepted. So we end up keeping the 3rd and we get Penei Sewell. So now we don't have any draft picks for 2027. Okay. But we got ourselves our offensive tackle. We got our right tackle, Penei Sewell. Feeler is going to have to hold it down at the left guard spot for now. But we've got ourselves our tackle. Our tackle combination's pretty elite. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's the difference we need. I'm going to simulate season 2. We're going to find out how good we can be now that Penei Sewell's on the squad. And I'm hoping we're right back in the Super Bowl. Let's find out. Season 2 is in the books. We went 15-2, dominated the NFL as you would expect us to do, and we won the division. We're the #1 seed, and now we're taking on the Atlanta Falcons. I'm so happy. I'm so happy about this. This is so much fun. Trevor Lawrence had another fantastic year, so it seems like this year the Tampa Bay playbook is, it'll get you about 35 to 4,000 yards. It'll get you 35 to 40 touchdowns and under 10 picks is kind of what I'm thinking. And above a 75% completion percentage. If you have a solid quarterback, that's like an 83 and above, I would guess. Which is what Trevor Lawrence is becoming. Well, he's over that now, obviously. But it seems like that's kind of what the Tampa Bay playbook is for a quarterback this year. Rashad White, 1,200 yards, 12 touchdowns. Very good season. 2 1,000-yard receivers. George Pickens, 1,000 yards. Love to see it because he was the Mike Evans trade. So, love to see him getting involved a lot. Jamar Chase obviously dominated, 1,200 yards, 13 touchdowns. Cade Otton had 12 touchdowns. That could be star development for him. Certainly. Devontae Smith had a good year as well. Defensively, we had 101 tackles for Fred Warner. No surprise. Devin White with 99. 25 tackles or sacks for Micah Parsons. That has got to be Defensive Player of the Year again. Back to back, baby. With 83 tackles, 15 for loss. He led the team. Vita Vea had 10 with 7.5 sacks. We had 4.5 from Barrett, 3 from Cansey. Interception leader was Jeremy Chin and Fred Warner with 3. Gonzalez had 2, so did Jamel Dean. But 25 sacks from Micah Parsons. He is unleashed in this Tampa offense. And now we play the Atlanta Falcons. Can we get her done? And go to the NFC Chip? We can. Chip? We take down the Falcons 21-18. We take on the San Fran 49ers in the NFC title game to go to the Super Bowl for the second straight year. The second straight year. Trevor Lawrence is an X factor. This is awesome. This is really, really cool. I'm going to give him Bazooka just because I think that'd be fun. Gunslinger, he's going to get definitely Hot Route Master. He's certainly going to get probably Pocket Deadeye. We'll give him Protected as well. And maybe even Quick Draw? Or maybe Inside Deadeye? I'm not sure. Maybe Fearless? Passers with this ability are immune to throw penalties caused by defensive pressure while their feet are set in the pocket. That could be something we use, definitely. Or we could go with... I kind of like Quick Draw because, yeah, he's got Gunslinger, but I kind of want under pressure having quicker passes because Trevor Lawrence has kind of got a long animation. So those are going to be his X-Factor abilities and Superstar abilities. Amazing. This team is looking so good. We're still on the lookout for that left guard, but next season when we get our draft picks for the next year, we'll go and trade for a left guard. But I like this team a lot. I like. I really, really do. How has everybody gotten here? So it's Dolphins and Chiefs on the other side of the bracket in the AFC Championship. It's 1 versus 2 and 1 versus 2. That's how it's meant to be. No upsets, nothing like that. That's how it's meant to be. It all comes down to this. Can we get by the San Francisco 49ers? We're going to find out. We absolutely need to get past the San Francisco 49ers. 12-5 versus 15-2. We're clearly the better team. Let's do it. Let's get to the Super Bowl once again. And we do. 35-7. It was never in question, baby. Back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. This time we're not taking on the Colts. We are taking on the Miami Dolphins, who went 14-3. This is a much more difficult game. But then again, we lost the Super Bowl against the easier opponent, in the Indianapolis Colts. All right, let's go see if we can redeem ourselves and get that championship.
Madden Football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Dolphins and the Bucs, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Miami Dolphins taking on the champions from the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played.
A chance at redemption for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Can we get a Super Bowl in Season 2 of the rebuild? We're down 7-0. We tie it up at 7. We get a turnover, must have been. Now it's 14-14 second half. Dolphins going, nope, not Dolphins. We score 28-20. This is going way too fast. I have no idea what's happening. It's 28-20, 21. Now it's 31-31. What is happening? 31-20. I have no idea what's happening here. But they've kicked a field goal. First down and 10, second and 5. There's no more timeouts. I think all we need to do is run this ball a couple of more times, and we have got ourselves a Super Bowl. Now, I think what I'm going to do is, since obviously this is going to be a similar occurrence throughout the rest of the time that we are in this franchise, I think what I'm going to do is, as Rachaad White does not get the first down, that's kind of crazy, actually. I'm going to go one more season. We'll see if we can get a final Super Bowl, a second one in 3 seasons, and then we will end the video there so that this video is just not going on forever and ever and ever, because it's pretty much going to be the same song and dance every single year. We're going to win a bunch of games, go to the playoffs, win a Super Bowl, or at least play in a Super Bowl. So that's kind of how it's going to be. We will find out. Now, this could be very risky. If I don't get this first down here, the Dolphins will have no timeouts in around midfield to kick to score a touchdown. So this could be very risky, but Rachaad White silences all those risks as we will win the Super Bowl there. You love to see it. Absolutely brilliant. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are world champions in year number 2. Some said it couldn't have been done, but I said of course it could, because I'm a rebuilding mastermind. Maybe I had to lower the trade difficulty to very easy, but that's semantics. Well, it's whatever. I got it done. Look at the product on the field. We got it done. And now we're going to try one more season to go back to back. Something I rarely ever do, actually, is go back to back. They always screw me somehow. Madden simulation's like, oh, you got yourself a championship? Oh, well then we'll just screw you in the playoffs the next season. That's usually how it happens. I wonder who's going to get development upgrades. Because Trevor Lawrence is already an X Factor. Jamar Chase is already an X Factor. Maybe we get like a Kate Otten upgrade to star. That could be pretty fun. And look at that. Trevor Lawrence. Trevor the God. We couldn't get Joe Burrow, but we ended up getting Trevor Lawrence. And it turns out that Trevor Lawrence is better than Joe Burrow. You heard it here first. Super Bowl W. Who's going to win MVP? I'd probably say Trevor Lawrence, but it could be Micah Parsons. You never know. Let's simulate and find out. How could we beat the Dolphins, but we couldn't beat the Colts? That's kind of insane. Maybe it's because we didn't have Penei Sewell. You know what? Penei Sewell was the factor. He was the key difference. All right, so it's Trevor Lawrence who wins the MVP of the Super Bowl. Micah Parsons wins back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year, and we got Coach of the Year, so that's pretty cool. Good for us. All right, we'll upgrade all of the boys. Jamar Chase gets a bunch of upgrades. I wonder if Ryan Jensen's going to retire now. It never gave me that one last hurrah thing, so I wonder if he's going to retire. Let's quickly go up to our team and see if we have any retirements. All we have is the left guard. We were going to replace him anyway, and he retires now. Okay, so once we get to the new season, unless there's a left guard in free agency, I guess, but once we get to the new season, we will use all of our draft picks for 2028 and trade for a left guard. Maybe it's Quentin Nelson. That'd be actually awesome. I don't know if it's going to be, but that'd be really, really cool. Any negotiations? Russell Gage. There's Ryan Jensen. We need to bring Ryan Jensen back because we need you to be our center for one more season. So Ryan Jensen's coming back. Perfect. Everybody else can walk? Nah, we'll bring Russell Gage back. Whatever. What does it matter? I got a ton of money for some reason, so we'll bring him back. He's coming back. He doesn't play much, but he can come back just to be some depth, I guess. And then we go to free agency. We see if there's a left guard available. If there isn't, then we will just probably simulate out of it because there's not really anything else we need. We filled all the holes that we had with trades in season 1, so It's not like we really need to upgrade anybody except for guard. So first up, before we even take a look, let's just take over the team because we have 95 across the board. So obviously we're really, really good. They have Ryan Jensen playing both guard and center. That'd be pretty talented if he can do that. Pretty impressive. And K. Dotton does go up to star. Very interesting. And then on defense, yeah, I mean, we have a couple low overall guys like Cansey and Devin White and Tryon Shoyinka. I guess we could upgrade those if there's guys available, but they're pretty solid. It's not like we absolutely have to, but we need a guard. That is a thing. David Bakhtiari's here. I don't think he can play guard. He might be able to. You never know. It doesn't look like there's going to be a left guard that is going to be worth my time, and there's not. Okay. Interesting. Very, very intriguing. Shaq Thompson's here. I don't really need Shaq Thompson. You know what? We don't need anybody. Actually, I'm wrong. We need a backup running back, probably. We probably do need a backup running back. So I will go and sign a backup running back. Let's go for Chuba. Let's sign big old Chuba. There we go. He'll sign with us. He'll be our backup running back. We could sign David Bakhtiari just to have nobody else have him, but I don't really want to do that. Or maybe I do. Maybe I'm just petty enough to want to do that. Sign David Bakhtiari so nobody else can. I like that idea. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh! Okay, so my pettiness comes back to bite me. We didn't get him. It's fine. It's not like we needed him anyway. We get Chuba Hubbard, though. So he will go and be the backup to White. And now all we have to do is get through the draft, get to next season, and use all those draft picks that we're going to have for season or for 2028. Trade them for a left guard. I'm thinking Quentin Nelson, but I don't know since he's going to be super high overall. I don't know if it's going to be possible. Although we were able to get Penei Sewell, but he was only like an 89 or something. Nelson's going to be like a 95, I would think, or maybe even higher now with a couple seasons of simulation and development. But we're going to find out. By the way, the cap space is on. I don't know how we have all this cap space. Like, salary cap is a thing. I just don't know how we have all of it. We're paying a bunch of people a lot of money. Somehow we have the space, though. All right, so draft is over. I think this is one of the drafts where we had a 7th round pick. I don't know who they're going to draft for us. They took nobody. Did I not have a 7th round pick for this? Or did I trade it away? I might have traded it away. I don't remember. I could have sworn we had one, but whatever. It's not like it would have mattered anyway. Hey, and Chuba Hubbard gets an upgrade. Good for you. You're not as much of a bum as you were originally. All right, so let's advance to Season 3. Get the goods going. Trade for a guard. All right. We should have our draft picks available to us. We need a left guard. And it's hopefully going to be Quentin Nelson. That's who I got my eye on. So we'll go over to the left guards. He's a 91. And they want all of our picks. That's perfect. I can certainly do that. That's what I was going to do anyway. But can I get away with... you know what? Who cares? This is the last season anyway. We get Quentin Nelson on the team. That is our left guard figured out. And that is the greatest offensive line I've ever put together in terms of just straight up overalls. Now, Cody's in here, so it lowers it a little bit. But having Quentin Nelson, Tristan Wirfs, and Penei Sewell with Ryan Jensen is pretty darn amazing. George Pickens is 87 overall. Obviously, Jamar Chase is a straight up 99. Yeah, I'm happy with this team now that we got ourselves a left guard. That was what we were waiting for. And we will simulate until Season 3 is over. I'm expecting to maybe even go undefeated. I would not be shocked if we went undefeated with this team. It would certainly not shock me. This team is talented enough, and it's happened to me before. I got undefeated in the 17-0 rebuild, the 0-17, 17-0. So it's happened to me before. I've gone 17-0, and I had a way worse team than I have now. This team would smoke that Cleveland Browns team that went 17-0. That team would smoke, or this team would smoke that team. So we'll find out if we can go 17-0. Knowing Madden, it's probably going to make me go 16-1, but maybe, just maybe, out of the pure kindness of their hearts, they would give me a 17-0 season. I doubt it, but we will find out. And I just cut a star development corner. That's fine. I didn't even notice he was star development. It doesn't matter. This is the last season anyway. He's not going to ever play. He'll never see the light of day. Nobody's going to sign him. He's a waste of space. He's a bum. Nobody cares. All right. Season 3 is about to be underway. I am excited. I'm excited for the possibility of going undefeated. We will find out. Let's get simulating. Season 3 is in the books, and we have gone 17-0 again. I'm on a roll. I am on a roll. I went 17-0 in the Browns rebuild, where I went 0-17 to 17-0, and now I've done it here in this rebuild. Unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable. Going 17-0 is so difficult in Madden because they screw you all the time. So the fact that I did it is insane. The fact that I did it twice is even crazier. And I couldn't have done it without myself being the mastermind behind this rebuild. Totally not because I had easy path in the trading. Totally not because of that. It's because I'm a mastermind. I'm brilliant. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what teams to trade with. I know exactly what players fit in what scheme. I'm just that smart. How many times do we have to talk about it? It's easy. Light work. Anybody can do it. Actually, no, that's wrong. It's hard. I'm the only one that can do it. Let's take a look at these numbers. How did Trevor Lawrence do? He did even better. Oh my God. Oh my God. 4,200 yards, 41 touchdowns, 3 picks is fine. But 81% completion percentage? Are you having a laugh right now? Is this reality? Or is this a fantasy? What are we talking about, right? 81% completion percent? That is unbelievable. That is legit more difficult than going 17-0. 81% completion percentage in an entire season where he threw 433 passes? I backed out because I'm so shocked. Unbelievable. And Rachaad White, I'm pretty sure just had the exact same season again. That looks like the exact same numbers he had last year. 3 1,000-yard receivers, as you would expect, and it's all 3 of the guys that we added to the team. 19 touchdowns for Jamar Chase. Offensive Player of the Year? Can I hear Offensive Player of the Year? Possibly. How did the defense do? Micah Parsons had 24.5 sacks. We're getting every single award. MVP Trevor Lawrence. Jamar Chase is Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons is Defensive Player of the Year, and we're winning the Super Bowl. It's just pretty much guaranteed at this point. No 100 tackle season. Fred Warner, he didn't get hurt. We don't have injuries on. He just didn't have 100 tackles. Kind of crazy. Micah Parsons, not shockingly, led the team with 23 tackles for loss. Then the sack leader, as you would expect, is Micah Parsons. Vita Vea had 11. Interception leader was Christian Gonzalez with 4. Devin White had 2. A couple guys had 2 as well. Oh my God, 81% completion percentage is insane. We're taking on the Cowboys. They're 10-7. We should wipe the floor with them, and we do. 42-14, taking on the New York Football Giants in the NFC Championship to get back to our 3rd straight Super Bowl. I mean, we are 17-0 for a reason. It's 1 versus 2 again, just like it was last year, although this time it's Ravens versus the Raiders. And it's us versus the Giants. Can we get it done? I feel like we will be able to. It's going to be pretty easy. So let's see. 11-6 versus 17-0. If we lost this, I would just quit right now. It would be unbelievable. And we don't. 35-14 victory. We're taking on the Raiders in the Super Bowl. It's 1 versus 1. They were the 1 seed over on their side, but a 1 seed in the AFC is good enough at 12-5. Kind of embarrassing. 12-5? Really? That's the 1 seed? That's the best you got? That's the best you can offer on your side of the bracket? All right. We will take on the Tampa Bay. Nope. We will take on the Raiders in a battle of what Super Bowl was that? 2002? The John Gruden Bowl? Where I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers got it done. Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, what was their quarterback's name? Brad Johnson? Is that the dude's name? I think that's what his name was. Let's go see if we can recreate that.
Madden football is the home of the Super Bowl, and this historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Buccaneers and the Raiders. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Tonight, it is all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it will be the AFC champion Las Vegas Raiders taking on the champions from the NFC, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They come in on a pretty good roll here, winners of 3 straight. On the other side of the field for the visiting Bucs.
Well, down on the field, they're all thinking the same thing that they do every week, Charles. All the work, all the preparation over the past week, it all leads up to these next 4 quarters.
It's suspenseful now, Brandon, but once that ball is kicked...
We have made the Super Bowl for the 3rd straight year, and we're looking to win it for the 2nd straight year. We go down 6-3, but then we score 10-6. Second half action now 17-6. We're starting to pull away a little bit, but the Raiders fight back. 17-14, 21-17. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. They scored again. We're going to lose. We are going to lose the Super Bowl to the Vegas Raiders. So out of all of this, we are only going to win 1 Super Bowl with a team that I've put together. Oh my God, George Pickens. Oh, maybe not. Maybe the dream is still alive. George Pickens down the field. We have 1 timeout remaining, and we have just brought this game even closer. They want us to go for 2. That was crazy. I did not expect it to be open like that. Where do we go with this? We go right there. It's going to be Pickens again. He's not going to get it in. That was a tough call. I probably should have audibled around. I mean, I have Hot Route Master for a reason. Probably should have audibled around. We're going to go onside kick and hopefully get this. I don't know how to do this, though. Let's go high kick and then like that and then like that, maybe? I have no idea. Bounce off the hands. Oh, got it. Get it. Pick it up. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We almost had the Super Bowl. We are going to lose the Super Bowl, though. It's kind of crazy. I told you Madden wouldn't let me go back-to-back. I told you Madden would not let me go back-to-back. So we make the Super Bowl in all 3 seasons. We only win it 1 time with the team that we have. How do we only win it 1 time? That's kind of crazy. That's very crazy, but hey, we got 1 done. This video was basically just to have some fun and test out how easy it was to trade for some guys with the very easy trading thing on. That's basically all this was about. And I just wanted to have some fun with it. Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year for the 3rd straight year. Josh Jacobs steals Offensive Player of the Year from the main man, Jamar Chase. All right, whatever, dog. I guess. You do you. But that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, this was just mainly to have some fun. I didn't take it too seriously. I hope you guys didn't take it too seriously either. We were just having some fun rebuilding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the easy trading and seeing how many championships we can win. And it turns out we can only win 1, which is absolutely insane considering we have 99 Jamar Chase, 99 Trevor Lawrence, 97 Devontae Smith, 93 Pickens. We have one of the best offensive lines of all time. We have a defense that includes Fred Warner, Vita Vea, and Micah Parsons, Christian Gonzalez. I mean, Micah Parsons has put up 20 sacks a season. I don't know how this team is not a 3-time Super Bowl champion in this video, but hey, we got 1. I guess that's all I can ask for. But if you guys enjoyed it, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Cup. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.